Hey, welcome to my channel. My name's Panache and I'm really happy to have you here. If it is your first time, welcome to the party. I appreciate you for tapping in. I really hope that you find exactly what you're looking for here. Be entertained, be wowed, and hopefully you stick around for the videos to come. And if you feel like it, you can check out some of the old stuff too. But thank you again for tapping in. And if it is not your first time here, you already know what it is. I love you. I appreciate you. You are the reason I continue to do these videos. You make me feel like I'm talking about something that's worth listening to. So I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. As you continue to come back, I continue to create content. Yes, but let's just jump straight in. And I am continuing this week on the same topic or the same series that I started last week, which is things that I've learned that I wish I knew when I was younger. Okay, things that I've learned that I wish I knew when I was younger. And for this week, I want to talk about don't allow fear to stop you from pursuing your dreams. Okay, don't allow fear to stop you from pursuing your dreams. So I know this sounds like such a cliche topic. Everybody talks about it. It's in every movie, every song, every cheesy, like, High School Musical type, it makes you think, yeah, okay, I've heard this before. But genuinely, fear is the biggest hindrance and the biggest stealer of dreams and passions. Like, it's so crazy to me how someone can be so passionate about something, but because of fear of judgment, fear of failure, they will never pursue that thing that was innately always built in them, that thing that was programmed in them since the beginning of time. The purpose, their God-given purpose can, there's like that, there's a quote. I can't remember who the quote is by or exactly what it says. This is me totally paraphrasing, but I'll try and add it like here. When I find the quote, but there's a quote that literally says how if you're ever looking for dreams, like, the graveyard is one of the places filled with so many lost dreams and ambitions, because a lot of people take their dreams to the graveyard. Like, they die with their dreams, they die with their passions, and that's a very sad reality. It's sad to think that there's people that had these passions and things that were in them and they just never did it. They never ever did it. To the point where they died and their dreams died with them. Like, I can give myself as an example. So one of the things I personally ran away from when I was younger was, ironically, starting YouTube. So YouTube first came about, I don't know, 2005, 2006. I just remember that it was sort of like during primary school times. And when YouTube first came about, I remember I found it so fascinating. Like, I was drawn in by YouTube. I loved everything about it because growing up, I was also passionate about media. Like, I loved TV. I loved TV shows, presenting, the concept of being behind a camera and speaking. And it was like YouTube created a platform for normal people like me to be able to do that. And other normal people watch it and enjoy it for whatever reason. And I remember at the time I watched so many different types of YouTube content. Like, there was obviously the makeup artists, the hair care people, all that cute stuff. But I also loved, like, the generic content creators. Like, there was a guy called Niga Higa, for example. He was hilarious. Like, I loved his videos. And you watch this little kid starting with just like his webcam, whatever, doing these off the pill rants and all this other stuff because he had ADHD and he wouldn't take his pills, and then just like rant about things that would frustrate him and annoy him, or like do comedy sketches and like little just stupid things. And he was hilarious. And honestly, like, I watched him going from being this little kid in his room to having his own movie and all this other stuff. Like, he ended up doing such crazy productions and doing amazing things. I think it was with Nickelodeon. I don't know, but he did great things. And literally just started from YouTube. And even there was a guy I used to watch called Don't Jealous Me. He still, he still posts some stuff now and he's quite big. Like, I saw him on Insta and he's got his wife and she's cute and got a cute little family. But Don't Jealous Me started like on a little webcam thing, and I remember just watching his journey. I even remember when he got a new camera, because I think he just used to use his phone camera. And I remember he either got a new camera or like a phone upgrade, but the quality was better. Like the megapixels were megapixeling. For those of you that remember the days of megapixels. And I remember in the video he said something like, he was like, look how good I look. He was like, do you see how good I look? I'm smooth like baby oil. And he was like, baby oil. I'm saying it and it's not funny. I promise you guys, pull up that video, search for it. It's too good. Don't Jealous Me was hilarious and still is hilarious. But yeah, like I remember watching all these people and being like, oh my gosh, like I wish I could do this. Like I had that hunger and desire to like just jump behind a camera and start talking and saying all these funny things or whatever. But I was a dreamer. Yeah, I was a dreamer. Like I always had these big dreams and aspirations, and the way in which I thought and where my mind was and my imagination was so great that I felt like speaking it out loud, I knew people were just going to be like, oh, you're living in La La Land. Like, it's fairy tales. It's not real. And I think I was just scared of that. So I never pursued YouTube. I didn't. I just always was like, maybe I'm doing too much, you know? And I fell into the insecurities of other people. And that's one thing that I massively learned. That's why I say don't allow fear to stop you from pursuing your dreams. Because sometimes the fear is fear of judgment, but the people that are judging you are those that themselves couldn't pursue that thing. So they sort of project their fears and their insecurities onto you. You know, and I don't know about you, but the word of God says that I did not give you the spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So the minute that you identify that there's fear stopping you from doing something, you should see that there's an issue there. Because in the word of God, God also says, I knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb. He knew you and he had a purpose for you and a reason for your existence. He had a plan. And like, I truly feel that when we are young and we are innocent and life hasn't lifed yet, people haven't been people yet, and situations haven't situationed, when you are still just like a plain blank canvas, I feel like you know who you are. Like, you know your purpose as a child. But when you start to come across naysayers, when you start to go through trauma, when you start to experience certain things, it creates these barriers and these boxes that put you in a place where you now feel like you need to conform to some kind of social standard and a social norm in order to be accepted in society, to whatever this society is, and doing just what everybody else does in order to fit in. It's garbage. Don't get me wrong, if your dreams and desires and aspirations were to become the best data analyst or to become the best lawyer, doctor, there is no error and no sin in that thing. But I also want to reach out to those that had certain dreams that were labeled fairy tales. Whatever that dream was, whatever that thing was, if you wanted to travel the world, if you have a dream, pursue it. Because if you don't, you're going to only feel unfulfilled. There's a reason you were created with that innate desire. Like, if you look at every single person that has pursued their dreams and succeeded before our eyes, look at how they've impacted lives. And I'm talking actors, singers, authors, songwriters. Like, there's so many people whom they did that thing that they were passionate about, and it has impacted thousands. Sometimes it's not in the healthiest of ways, because, you know, some people start to worship artists and things like that, which is where I'm a bit like, okay, let's not get carried away here. But like, you look at the impact they've had on doing that thing, those few people that go past the fear and do it, it's been so impactful. You know, the person that decided to challenge certain teachings and certain norms are these people that have now discovered, like, you know, that, okay, so there is something called trauma bonding. There is something called, you know, like, all these things are people that chose to challenge something. They chose to challenge a standard. I want to challenge you today and say, pursue that thing. Do not let fear be the reason that you don't achieve your God-given calling or gifting. Because for me, I really should have started when I was like 12, 13. That's the honest truth. YouTube specifically. And who knows where I would have been today. However, I allowed fear to win that battle in my youth, but enough is enough. Like, I'm in my 20s and I'm doing it now. And I want to encourage you that if you're in school or you're young, pursue that thing, start it, do it. Doesn't matter what people may or may not say, just do it. And if you are older, in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever, and you're watching this video, pursue that thing. I don't know what that thing is for you, but you know what that thing is. Because even as I was speaking, you went back into your mind and you were remembering yourself as a child and that dream you had. You used to paint. You used to paint. And it used to fill you with so much peace and joy. Why did you stop? Go and buy paints and a canvas and just put 2 hours away one weekend. Or just give yourself a full Saturday. Give yourself a Saturday and just paint. Feel that joy again that you felt as a child. Bring it back to life. It doesn't necessarily mean that your dreams and passions, that they have to finance you. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But do it for you. That's the thing that you were created for. You were created with that thing, and it's for a reason. It brings you joy, and majority of the time your passions not only bring you joy but bring other people joy. Those paintings that you used to do, if you start painting again, now it's going to bring joy to someone to see that beautiful painting. If you used to write, open a blog, start writing again. There's someone that's going to read your work, even if it's 10 people. Those 10 people are going to be impacted, and these are 10 people that were not impacted initially. Do it. I genuinely just want to encourage you guys and say, pursue your dreams, pursue your passions. You are not meant to succumb to fear. Fear is the stealer of dreams. It's the stealer of passions. It's a thief. Okay? And it's an illusion. Fear is an illusion. It's a spirit that just creates illusions. Like, even if you think when you were younger and you'd fall asleep and there's a coat hanging on the walls, if you woke up in the middle of the night, that coat suddenly became a monster, some scary person in your room or something like, and it's like, you know, nightmares. It would freak you out. When your mom or dad or whoever comes in, turns on the light, you realize it's just a coat hanging on the wall. The same way I started to realize that all these naysayers I was talking about, oh, don't do YouTube, oh, that's a bit, you know, that's a bit weird, it's a bit strange. These are people that were deflecting and projecting, their insecurities onto me, their fears onto me, their failures onto me. When I came to that realization, I realized that I had paralyzed myself because of other people's paralysis. God forbid, no more. No more. And I'm so happy that I'm coming to this realization now in my 20s, because a lot of people do get it when they're in their 50s, 60s. You see people picking up a guitar again and trying to play an instrument or start a band, or they start to write a book. I'm starting again now. And I want to encourage you, 2024 has just started, guys. Pursue that thing. Whatever you're passionate about, go and do it. You're not too old. You're not too young. Stop allowing fear to hinder you. Don't care what other people have to say. Do that thing. We live one life, and you get one chance at this thing. There's no redos, no reruns. This is it. So live your life, pray, ask God for direction, and understand your purpose, your calling, your passions, and do that thing. But I hope you guys have felt encouraged. I hope you found this insightful. And I hope you feel challenged, because I know that as I was speaking, I said this earlier, as I was speaking, it was stirring something up in some of you. And I hope that you go off and that thing that came to your mind and you were like, oh, actually, when I was younger, I was really into the idea of acting. Go and start acting. Do little skits on social media. Those are big right now. Whatever that thing was that you started to feel stirred up inside of yourself, go and start that thing, even if it is just for you and your family, even if it's just for you and your own private archives, whatever. Go and do that thing you're passionate about. We live one life, make the most of it. But yes, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you again next week, hopefully with another teaching of things that I've learned that I wish I knew. But I hope you have an amazing morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are in the world and what time you're watching this. Thanks for tapping in, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.